having my 5th different foreign objects beer here. It's called Fascination Street. And the other 4 I've had were all really good. Only one of them was slightly imperfect. All the other ones were like totally to my taste. Really great New England style IPAs. And I'm expecting this one to be good too. It's 7.5%. Double dry hopped as usual. And I just finally found where they mark their can dates. It's on top here. I don't even know if you can see it, the camera. And with some of the other cans, it's like nearly impossible to read because of the can design and how like unclear that is. But it says 227, so this beer is slightly over 2 weeks old. Yeah, I didn't even think these had a can dating until I picked this one up and I noticed that on there because I've never seen the dating up there before. This one uses Citra and Vic Secret hops, 2 very hip hops these days. Vic Secret can be a little bit intense for me, but hopefully the Citra will mellow it out. Super perfect golden glow as usual with foreign objects beers. Really nice head. I poured it a little bit hard, I guess, so it's got some big soapy bubbles, but I can tell that there's some dense bubbles underneath and this head's gonna stick around. Oh yeah. That is great mixture of Citra and Vic Secret. The Citra comes at you with the sugary, super tropical vanilla creamsicle thing like it always has in these beers, but the Vic Secret kind of keeps it in check. There's a little bit of a clean, sharp, wininess to handle all that sugary Citra. But it smells really good. It smells like, it's super fruity, but I can tell there's going to be a nice bitterness, which is the way it is with all the foreign objects beers. Really, really nice fruity aroma with just a clean resinous quality. The last one I had, the Willful Perceptions of False Delusions, I think that's what it was called. That was a little bit too hazy and chalky and bitter. Hopefully this one doesn't fall victim to that. It doesn't look quite as murky as that one did. Yeah, this is a fantastic beer. It's still pretty bitter, got some chalkiness to it, but it doesn't overwhelm immediately. I feel like I'll be able to finish this can. And there's also some actual alpha acid IBU bitterness going on in this too, which I like. It's not just a really one-sided sweet sugary juice thing. There's a good amount of bitterness that finishes with kind of the quality of having pineapple mixed with grapefruit juice. Nice body. It isn't so thick, but it is kind of creamy. And it lingers with like really deep foresty herb kind of savory quality that is coming from the Vic Secret for sure. Yeah, it dries it out kind of completely. It's kind of shockingly dry for the body and the extremely fruity, sweet aroma. Well, this one's right on the edge. It makes me think of Trillium's Double Dry Hop series of beers. I mean, just a teeny bit difference, but it has that same bite on the tongue. Yeah, this one is it's right on the edge of being too bitter for me. Maybe I'll get used to it, but now there's a lingering, not quite menthol, but deep foresty herb bitterness, and it's drying out my whole mouth. I think a lot of people will really, really love this beer. I think a couple of the other ones I've had from this brewery, maybe I liked a little bit more, but they're all really similar. I just like the ones that aren't quite so bitter, but that's one thing I like about this brewery is that they just hit all the notes for IPAs. It's not just one of those New England style IPAs that's like ridiculously sweet, and then has a lot of weird stuff going on from like the added calcium sulfate and that crap. It's very nice. I think I should let it warm up for a bit and see how taxing it is on my palate, because right now it's pretty intense on the tongue. And I know it's a little bit of heat in the back of my throat. It is 7.5%. It's probably not as soft and sweet as most Trillium's double dry hop beers are. Sometimes they're too much also, like Headroom. I used to think I really liked that beer, and this last batch I was like, nah, too much. The overly dry hopping sometimes seems to take away from the fruitiness of the aroma. Actually, this one still has a really, really nice aroma. After the sips, it's definitely moved in a more savory area, but it's not really, really like dank. There isn't a whole bunch of like green salad, onion, garlic stuff going on. Yeah, I really like their yeast. It brings out these fruitiness, but then it finishes pretty clean. The only thing is that some of these are just a bit too bitter for me. But it hits every note that I want in this kind of beer. Probably would do a 4.25 for this one. I still recommend any foreign objects beer you see. If you see a beer with a cool can like this, pick it up. Check to see if it's foreign objects. There are some other breweries that make cans like this. The Danish brewer Tuol actually has a series of dry hop sour beers that are in cans really similar to this, but they're not matte labels like this one. This is a really good beer if you like really intense double dry hop Trillium type stuff and Vic's Secret. I actually have a double dry hopped Farnsworth Street IPA, which is their Vic's Secret IPA. It'd be really interesting to compare these two. The Citra definitely brings out a lot of fruitiness in this one. It might be a little bit more bitter than Trillium's double dry hopped IPAs usually are. At least the single ones. But yeah, close to a 4.25.